A few days ago, I was checking my email and I saw an offer from a whiskey company in India asking if I would like to review one of their whiskeys. I said, well, that would be wonderful, but I'm in Roddy Ferry for only a few more days. They said, no problem. So I got it. It came to me very quickly, and I'm ready to taste this whiskey and give you some thoughts of mine. Let's do this. Welcome to Whisky Riffs. If you're new here, I'm Kevin, and I'm in Roddy Ferry, Scotland. And surprisingly enough, I was sent a bottle of whiskey from India. Well, not the bottle from India. The bottle came from local distributors, but the company is from India, and it's called Indri. It's a single malt Indian whiskey, and this bottle is actually Trini, which stands for the three woods that this bottle of whiskey has been matured in. Now, I'm also pretty excited because this is non-chill filtered, no added colors, and I think I should pour this, and then we can talk more about it. This expression is bottled at 46% ABV. It is matured in ex-bourbon casks, ex-French wine casks, and ex-sherry casks. And I appreciate that there is no color added, so we can actually look at the color of the whiskey and say, this is what's coming out of the woods. And from first glance, it looks pretty lovely to me. Smells pretty lovely too. This bottle got my attention as soon as I looked at the container for it, because it does have the various casks that I'm very much in love with. A PX sherry cask, the first fill bourbon cask, and the ex-French wine cask should give it a lovely blend of flavors. I do appreciate when there is some maturation in the different types of woods, because sometimes that gives you more flavors to pick out and more things to explore, and I think this could be a really good exploration. Indriya means the five golden senses: smell, taste, touch, sight, and sound. It's a good way to start a whiskey off. And it looks like this is a batch number 3, made from the classic 6-row Indian barley grown in I'll screw this up, Rajasthan for hundreds of years. It is normally harvested and hand-selected for malting. So far, everything looks great. Let's get into the nosing of this. Oof, nice sherry notes. Very fruity, very sweet, and a lot of citrus in there, a lot of orange to me. Oh, and that's pineapple. Okay, that's where that nose is. I'm getting some hints of raisin, and actually a little bit of a cherry note on it too. But the pineapple and citrus are really strong. Let me go in for the taste. Initially, it's a lot of spice. Roof of my mouth, then it goes to a nice long finish. There is a lot of spice in here, but it's a good spice. It's like a younger whiskey maybe, so there's a lot more of those wood tannins that are coming through. But there's also this richness to it, and so much warmth from it. Wow, really hit me. If I didn't know better, I would say this is higher than 46% ABV, but that's what they say it is, and I believe them. But so much intensity, so much heat, and really subtle sweet flavors. Nothing overly intense. I'm not getting a bunch of ripe fruits. I'm getting more of the raisins and dates, and maybe a little bit of baked flavors like baking spices. And after tasting it, I'm getting more tannins on the nose. Most of my experience with Indian whiskey is limited to the advent calendar that I do every year, and I've never had Indri that I know of, and I certainly haven't had this Trini. So this is a new experience for me. Let me know in the comments if you've had this whiskey before, if you've had this particular expression before. I'd love to hear your notes and your thoughts about it. Right now, I'm enjoying it, and I'm looking for a little bit more of those notes that I was getting on the nose. It does change every taste though. So I am getting more depth to this. It's definitely not a simple whiskey. I think the French wine cask is probably giving some of the grape influence, the tannins that I'm experiencing. And the sherry is giving me the raisins and the dates on the taste. The finish is spicy, but again, it's more of a heat than it is anything sour or anything bitter. And if you like a whiskey that has a long, long lingering aftertaste, this is a bottle for you. This has just mounds and mounds and mounds of aftertaste. It's constantly there. It feels thick and viscous. I can really kind of still taste it on my tongue. It's not a whiskey that goes away easy, which is more my type of whiskey. When they're thin, when they don't have a lot to explore, I get bored with them really quickly. I can see myself digging into this multiple times. Actually, as much as I'm enjoying this, I'm probably not gonna have too much time with it because I've only got 2 days left here in Brodie Ferry, and then I'm heading to France, close to Nice, a little town by it. So this is gonna go to my friend Chris, and he can enjoy it in my absence. I hope you will enjoy this whiskey, Chris. I am certainly enjoying it. So would I recommend this whiskey? I definitely would. I think that the master distiller Surinder Kumar has done a fantastic job. Considered the father of Indian single malt, has been creating award-winning single malt since 2004, and he has mesmerized the single malt lovers across the world with his expressions. This expression is definitely mesmerizing. It has a lot of depth, it has a lot of flavors. It's not simple at all. I highly recommend this Indri. I'm very happy with it. The Trini is doing a really good job of bringing out all those different wood notes, and I'm thrilled that I was able to get this bottle. Thank you again, Sharon, for this. I really appreciate your efforts to get this to me quickly before I left this town. And until next time, take care of yourself. Take care of those people around you. And cheers. I'm gonna miss this bottle. I really am enjoying it. This is very good.